5 things you should never accept from anyone. Welcome to Stoic Philosophy for Life, where silence builds strength, discipline shapes destiny, and wisdom leads the way. In a world overflowing with noise, distraction, and manipulation, power does not always come from what we gain, but from what we refuse to accept. There are silent poisons disguised as kindness. There are invisible chains hidden within compliments, glances, and advice. And if you are not trained, if your soul is not fortified, you will drink what weakens you and thank them for the poison. But the Stoic path is different. We do not live to be liked. We do not act to be accepted. We live in accordance with reason, integrity, and truth. This is Stoic philosophy, not in theory but in action. And to live it, we must learn to reject what the average man receives. Here are 5 things you must never accept from anyone if you seek to build the kind of strength that cannot be shaken. Never accept praise as a foundation, yes, even praise. What appears to be gold is often rust in disguise. The moment you begin needing praise, you stop living from your own compass. You hand over your power to the applause of strangers. As Seneca wrote, "What you think of yourself is much more important than what others think of you." The man addicted to praise becomes a slave to perception. He does not act from truth. He performs for approval. At first, praise feels like fuel, but soon it becomes a leash. You start needing it to feel worthy. You seek it louder, more often, and when it disappears, so do you. The Stoic philosopher moves in silence. He builds in the dark. He does what is right not to be seen, but because it is right, and that man is untouchable, because when the crowd walks away, he walks on. Never accept permission as a requirement. The weak wait. Wait for approval. Wait for validation. Wait for someone to tell them they are allowed to begin. But the Stoic does not knock at the door of permission. He builds his own. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Stop waiting for the storm to calm. Walk anyway. Stop hoping they will approve of your path. Walk it anyway. You were not born to beg for acceptance. You were made to live with internal authority, not arrogance, not rebellion, but silent, immovable command. The man who leads himself does not ask, 'Am I ready?' He says, 'I begin.' Never accept pity. Even in your lowest moment, pity is not compassion. It is condescension wearing the mask of concern. When someone pities you, they are not lifting you. They are placing you below. They see you as broken, and worse, they convince you to see yourself that way. Epictetus taught, "It is not things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them." When you accept pity, you accept the opinion that you are weak, that you are helpless, that your pain defines you. But pain is not a prison, it is a forge. Let your trials chisel you, let them refine you, but never let them make you small. The Stoic does not wear victimhood like a crown. He walks through suffering with quiet dignity, because even when he bleeds, he does not beg. We are not here to be pitied, we are here to be forged. Never accept validation as oxygen. There is a subtle trap in praise and a deeper trap in needing it. It is one thing to appreciate recognition. It is another to require it to function. When your strength is built on applause, your soul will collapse the moment it fades. Marcus Aurelius warned, "Ambition means tying your well-being to what other people say or do. Sanity means tying it to your own actions. Validation is a shadow. It moves with the sun. It disappears when you need it most." But the Stoic does not bloom only in light. He thrives in silence. He grows in the dark. He acts not to be seen, but because his action is aligned with reason, and that man cannot be stopped. His compass is not public opinion. It is personal virtue. And virtue, once cultivated, cannot be taken, only carried. Never accept fear as a gift. There are people who offer fear wrapped in concern. They hand you doubt. They speak softly but plant anxiety. They call it care, but it is control. Seneca said, "He who fears death will never do anything worthy of a man who is alive." We add, "He who accepts fear from others will never live as a man who is free." Fear, when received, becomes a leash. It makes you small, reactive, dependent. But fear, when understood, becomes power. It becomes focus. It becomes fuel. When they offer you fear, do not swallow it. Do not wear it. Observe it. Respond not with panic, but with reason. Not with reaction, but with calm. Because the man who owns himself cannot be owned by anyone. The Stoic response: reject quietly, rise silently. We do not respond to poison with rage. We do not meet false gifts with dramatic refusal. We simply do not receive them. We smile, we nod, we walk away. Not because we are afraid, but because we are free. This is the way of Stoic philosophy. Not passive, not loud, but immovable. The world will keep trying to place weights in your hands, praise to control you, permission to delay you, pity to weaken you, validation to addict you, fear to bind you, and you must refuse them all, with silence, with calm, with unwavering alignment to something higher. You don't need to shout to be powerful. You don't need to argue to be free. You need only one thing: inner command, and that no one can give you, and no one can take away. Final thought. What we accept into our minds, we carry in our lives. What we receive without question eventually rules us. But the Stoic examines. He filters. He chooses. He chooses not the easy path, but the clean one. Not the loud path, but the disciplined one. And in that choice, over and over, he becomes something no one else can define. If this message spoke to your deeper self, if you're ready to build a life based not on what the world gives, but on what you choose to accept, then subscribe. Because this is Stoic philosophy for life, where we don't just learn, we live what others only quote. And in the quiet, we grow stronger than noise will ever understand.